That's new. They used to bill us at the end of the year, and because we got our money at the end of the year, and they billed us at the end of the year. So they've been billing us monthly now, and we haven't received the reimbursement from the state yet. So if all goes well, it should get to about 200,000, and then if we can remain, paying out less than we were, our deficit spending might not be as much as projected, but again, we're still 3 months out. We can't guarantee anything, and the state can always withhold, so we hope they don't. Labor costs from last year, again, I just showed you that, so, total, difference in labor from last year to this year is $224,000 less this year than we paid in labor costs last year. And that's mostly on the Fund 1 side. Again, remember, you'd think that would be down, but remember this year we moved a whole bunch of paras from Fund 2 to Fund 1, the paraprofessionals, because that's what we were asked to do by the state. So that's one reason why this is so down, and that's why that's flat. But if you compare our overall month to date expenditures for salary, we are $224,000 below where we were last year.
Okay.
Other cost centers, I tried to make this bigger because Robin's always saying he can't read it, so I tried to make it as big as we could. Capital outlay looks funny, but we just spent it up front this year. And remember, last year, we still had funds coming from the bond issue, so not all the money was in capital outlay was spent. So some of that was bond money that wasn't needed to be put in capital outlay. This year, we put $150,000 in that capital outlay, and we spent $150,000, just like we planned. So, transportation labor is down, transportation fuel is down, and supplies is still down. Tech purchases is exactly the same, just like we would expect it to be. And so, current savings for transportation is $62,000. So when we look back here, where we're saving $163,000, $60,000 of that is in transportation savings.
What is tech purchases?
That's just computers and other things, and purchase services.
So it is service, it's not
It's
just
both.
hardware.
It's hardware and service. I just lump it together because it's the same thing. Because it's about, I'd have to look, it's about $58,000 in tech services, and then the rest of it is in.
So we bought new laptops for those laptops?
Yeah, the new laptops are in this month. So the new laptops we purchased, and actually when I was over in Marty's office, they were all stacked up in boxes along the wall.
And they're going to what grades?
I'm not sure.
And that includes like software for that
Yeah,
stuff.
that
too.
includes
That's
that, yeah.
all included in
Yeah,
that.
that's all included.
Does it include Wi-Fi? Sorry.
Yes, it actually does. That's in there. So that's in that's the purchase services part of it. Utilities, if we look at month to date, compared to last year this month, we were below where we are this month. What is that about, where is it? Total,
We're higher, aren't we?
yeah, we're higher. This month we spent $38,000, last year this month we spent $33,000, and that's
Yeah,
all
I know.
electricity and heating cost. That's where that's all going. So,
Don't normally use the heat.
yeah, we have, and well, as I was driving in this morning, it was one of those days where I turned on the heater this morning, and when we drive
Turn on
home,
the air
we need
conditioner,
the air
yeah.
conditioner, so. Year to date, we spent $300,000 total on all our, expenses. Last year it was $259,000, so we are, quite a bit above this year in our, utility spending than we were last year. We're still under budget at this point, but we're still a little bit heavy. We may end up spending a little bit over there.
But we had a hard winter.
Yeah, we had a hard winter. So that might be where some of that transportation cost gets eaten up, savings, but it'd be transferred to other areas.
So Empire is paying us back,
We don't, it's not a payback.
that's the way, okay, yes.
It's a savings.
It's a savings.
It's a savings
And it's
that then
working.
goes towards the lease for them, and then 9 years from now, we'll start.
I know, it is working, that's all I was getting at.
Yep, it's making enough, we're making enough off of it to at this, almost there. Yeah, it's almost there, it's real close.
Okay.
And that concludes my report. Now we got,
Okay, now we're going to new
Mr.
business.
Rusty, nope, Mr. Rusty's report.
Okay,
We had Missouri Propane Safety Commission do their annual check a couple of weeks ago. They found one thing, Triway on the propane tank. What they do is they come down and check the propane tanks, go through and look at those things, make sure everything's up to par. One thing they found at Triway was the safety cable was not, could have been hooked up better, so Runner took care of that. We got it fixed. Next thing I wanted to talk to you about is we did receive the radon grant, $9,000. The next step on that is you have to have a diagnostic test ran, and that diagnostic test is $11,000. I've talked to
How
that
big
department, and they said there's gonna be money there for us to do that. They'll pay for that and for the systems. So, of course, we all know the reality of that too, is they say stuff and it doesn't always come to fruition, so. But that's where we're at there. I'm working with the company to do the diagnostic test, trying to set up time to get that done. Eric, you asked about the cost, what it costs to widen that sidewalk on the south side. The price I got is $20,000, $21,000. That's my report. Anybody have any
Why-
questions?
which-
Around the outside of that fence.
The south end here.
Yeah, that's so narrow.
Yeah, so you don't have to walk single file when you come
And then you
in.
could fit a wheelchair on there, yeah.
Outside that little black fence on when you come in for the football game.
Oh.
If you haven't walked
yeah.
it, yeah.
$20,000.
on the track.
Yeah.
that just seems unrealistic to me, but okay.
They'd make it 6 foot wide, and you're gonna end up pouring another layer of asphalt on top of it, because you don't wanna seam, or you're gonna cause yourself.
Don't have to like it, that's just the way
There
it
you
is.
go.
It's
3.7
feet around is what it is, so they would have to come out on the side and dig it out, put the rock down, get your base going, and then re-asphalt.
Okay.
What-
All right.
I guess we weren't thinking at the time to,
That was
Yeah,
just
why
a
would
perk,
it, right.
what that was. I mean, that's what when they did that, they
oh, they.
poured it that
they-
way, or
for
spread it
us.
that way.
We didn't even ask
So,
for it.
I see.
we could have put the fence we put the fence as close as we could. You have to have 2 foot of space between that track and that fence, or it's a violation of,
Missed or something.
well, the track.
For
Oh.
warranty.
Track code.
Yeah. Oh.
It's the track, the safety issue with
Track
tracks.
regulations.
Yeah, track
I'm
regulations.
with you.
So that was just a perk.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't, it was a,
We didn't.
we got an asphalt walkway from here to there.
I see.
So,
So how wide is it now?
3.7, that's the narrow spot.
That's like walking through a 3-foot door then.
Yeah.
Yep,
You can't do that side by side.
No.
nope, single file. Okay. That it?
That's it.
Okay, can we move on to new business? First reading of the 2018A policies.
We passed those out last
Yeah, you
month,
did.
and we went over them.
Yeah.
They're pretty much routine,
Yep,
so up to you all if you wanna pass them or go to the second reading. You can vote on it now, or you can wait till next month and do the second reading and vote on it then. It's up to you all.
what do you guys wanna do?
I make a motion to vote on it.
Okay. It has been properly moved that we vote on the 2018A policies. Is there a second? Vandy seconded. Is there any discussion or comments? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of the 2018A policies, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Next one will be employee health insurance. This is an action item. So we're going to have a report on that, I assume? Okay.
Okay, currently we are with the Met, that is our insurance company, and remember, we're part owners of that. We're 177th, no, 178th. We're 178th owner of the Met Insurance Company. In other words, there's 78 school districts that are involved, and we all, as you remember, all pulled together to create an actual.
Okay, I'll just look at yours. Yep, you look at me. Yeah, I'll
So-
get one. Insurance is a big thing. Is this all we got? This is it? I'm gonna send him prices and nothing just came.
No, that's just to show you the
That's just-
coverage that we'll
okay.
talk about here in a
All right,
second.
gotcha.
Okay, so, this year during the meeting, trying to, we are currently under Aetna as our carrier. Now, remember, we are our actual insurance company, and Aetna is our carrier.
Okay.
So that's not the insurance company. People confuse Aetna as the insurance company. No, they're just the people who administer our claims and those things. So they do that. met with Aetna and Anthem, because those are the two main providers for the Met. That's the only two providers really. And this year, they tried to work it out to where we would have the best possible premiums we could without much of an increase. So a couple of things they did during the meeting is they worked closely with Anthem and Met and Anthem and Aetna and asked them for their best possible rates and doing those things, what they would be able to do to negotiate. Actually, Met negotiated with all the hospitals to get the best thing and used our insurance with it, with 78 schools and 12 or 15,000 customers. We have a little bit of collateral or a little bit of clout. There you go, that's a good word.
Yeah.
So what they were able to do is negotiate some of the premium increases. And Aetna came to the board with an 8.4% increase, which for our teachers, that'd be about $40 a month extra that they would have to pay.
It's been about 11%.
So, an 8.4%. So that's Aetna. Anthem came to the table with a choice, for us, two different choices. One of them, which is basically the exact same thing that Aetna has at an 8.4% increase, or for those folks who are focused in on Freeman and Joplin and Cox in Springfield, a 3.4% increase on premiums. So what we want to do and recommend to you is that we move to Anthem away from Aetna and give our folks a choice between the 3.4% and the 8.4%, so they could really choose it. Now the difference is the 8.4% is the exact same coverage. Actually, it adds.
That's Freeman and Cox as a choice.
Yeah, it adds
So
Freeman.
they have, okay.
Yep,
So
it
they
adds
can-
Freeman and Cox as a
Mercy, all
choice.
of it, yeah.
At
And-
8.4.
Yeah, 8.4, gotcha.
Well, actually, it adds Barnes Jewish, and it adds a couple of others that were with Aetna, but it adds one more. What's the one? Another one is another St. Louis, Washington University, WashU Hospital. It adds that. The Anthem does for 8.4%. Aetna does not include Wash.
So that's about $40 a month with the 8.4, what is it with the free?
About $17.
$17.
So what we would recommend to you is that we switch from Aetna to Anthem. That way our folks have a choice. And remember that 3.4% is very focused. That's focused with Freeman and Cox. So it still gives them Cox in St. Louis and gives Freeman and Joplin. What that means is there's less out-of-network availabilities. It's a much tighter thing, but if you're already with, anybody that's already with Freeman can stick with Freeman and their doctors are still there, so it doesn't change that. The only thing that will really change is, and of course Met assures us, hopefully it's true, that the switch from Aetna to Anthem won't cause any major issues with claims. Now if it does, then we are to send them directly to the Met representatives in Springfield, have them get on the phone with them, and they promise they're gonna help solve it, because Anthem said they shouldn't have any issues.
And you're saying on the Anthem, they could also use Cox or Mercy
Well,
and Joplin, is that what they
if
said?
they do the 8.4%, yes, that
Yes.
increase,
Oh.
that's still
They
a
include
part.
like every, yeah.
So if they go from, if they choose to do the 8.4% increase in premiums, they continue to get
Adds all.
all of, here,
She's
Well, I'm just
looking at that
yes,
map.
I'm looking at
and
this
it's
map.
confusing.
yep, I'll explain that to you.
Okay.
Um,
It like leaves out.
Because it
Here we
says
go.
Anthem.
If Aetna gives us Barnes Jewish,
See that?
it gives Freeman Joplin, Mercy Joplin, Mercy Springfield, St. Francis and Cape Girardeau, and WashU and St. Louis. That's what Aetna gives. It excludes Cox and Springfield, is what we currently have. That's not a part of it. Anthem with the Blue Access, which is the big one, which is as you're looking at your,
This one,
no, the other one.
okay.
The other one, that's Blue Access. That shows you the map of all the hospitals that are in the Anthem Blue Access. So if there's a hospital in there, then you can use those.
And it's considered in-network.
In network, yep.
This is the.
And if you go to out-of-network, it's still gonna pay 80% or whatever, or 70?
Uh-uh.
Won't pay it in.
Well, the Blue Access there's
But
nothing,
they get to
basically,
choose.
there's basically nothing out of access in
On this
Missouri
one, you
anyway.
can choose.
Well,
Freeman-
except if you went to
Freeman
Kansas City.
Cox,
Well,
West
Kansas City's under a
Texas.
different.
On this one.
Different, they didn't negotiate
But that has
with
the
this,
bigger-
so there would still
But the
be some
teachers would-
out of network, I'm
but
not
it's
sure if it's
staff.
80% or not, but it's still, so whatever it is currently, it will continue to be that.
So are you saying that, or proposing that we let the teachers make that choice, or we're making that choice?
We need to make the choice of them, you all need to vote on the choice to move from Aetna to Anthem, and then they get to make the choice
That's
once
what I
they're in
wanted.
Anthem.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
so what we would be
They make
deciding,
the choice of what?
They could stay.
$17 or $40.
That's okay, yes.
yeah, that would give them a
$40
chance.
takes your
Now,
whole step.
remember, if they're in the Mercy system and they wanna stay with the Mercy system, in the new choice, they would have to do the 8.4%.
But that'd be up to them.
That would be up to them,
Yeah,
but,
Anthem is the only one offering them a choice.
right, yeah, Anthem is offering them a choice. Now, Judy, your question about the
Yeah, this-
the Anthem Alliance, that would be
Yes.
there was a third choice offered by Anthem
Okay.
that we don't qualify for, because we're in
It's-
Newton
Yeah,
County.
it doesn't even have
outside of
Newton
it.
County out there.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't qualify for it, so we don't get that.
That's hilarious.
I
So,
was like,
I
yeah,
had
these
a
are all
question.
gone.
When is the, I mean, when will this take effect? For next school year or next?
It's July.
Fiscal
Starts July 1,
July
right?
yeah,
should be.
Okay,
we would have open enrollment here pretty darn quick.
so if we're switching in the middle of the year with a plan, then your deductibles don't carry over.
Oh,
They
I
will
believe
do-
that's,
Yeah,
I
they
believe
will
that's
this
true.
year. We're, they
For that
will,
stage, don't they,
yeah,
they have to allow them?
yeah. It would at this point. Now,
Okay, that's something I checked.
now, that's what we.
Yeah.
Be-
Yeah,
Because, or maximum out of pocket,
yeah,
just because I'm dealing with
So
this
we-
with
Yeah.
insurance right now.
Two coverages, the Anthem or, the Aetna, is the coverage kind of about the same?
If the Aetna and the Anthem Blue Access, the coverage is almost exactly the same, but the Blue Access through Anthem adds Cox and
Adds,
Springfield,
okay.
which Aetna does not have.
But the coverage pays the same?
Yeah, it'd be identical. Yeah, it's identical.
Okay.
No prescription plan changes.
Prescription plan change, major change,
Oh.
but it's just a different company. So it's a different company administering, it's another carrier
Okay.
administering our prescriptions, but it's the same.
Price.
Yeah, same
like-
price and
yeah.
same process, just a different company. And that's one reason why they bid, the company that's going with it bid very much lower than everybody else. That's why they were able to offer a 3.4% increase instead. They were able to take the savings from that and apply it to the 3.4%.
And what's the increase if you stay with the Aetna?
If we stay with Aetna, it'll be about $40, an 8.4% increase in premiums, which would be about $40 a month for our folks. So-
which is more than
With
their
no
step.
choice, that's what they get.
And this one-
That's
So-
why we're recommending, that's why I'm
It's more than their
recommending we
steps.
switch to Anthem. Then folks will actually have a choice for the first time.
So they could go to the $40 a month or the $17 a
Right.
month, but they'll choose.
They'll choose,
I
yeah.
make a motion to.
Yeah. It has been moved that we go with Anthem. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
But the Met doesn't decide, I mean, we decide within our own self, our own
Right.
school district.
We decide which carrier we wanna go with.
And then the individual
Then the,
staff.
right, now the staff will be able to choose different things
So they have
under
a
the
choice.
Anthem.
But
There'll be
at
two
least
different
they've got a
choices.
choice.
Yeah, they have to have a choice, yeah.
I like that.
With Aetna, there's no choice. We
Choice
would just
is
be
set.
saying you got an 8.4%. Going to Anthem gives them a choice of two different,
Choice is
um,
bad or choice
two
is
different
worse?
systems or two different, premiums,
Yeah.
basically. Now, the cheaper premium is Freeman and Cox, pretty much narrow, and the more expensive one continues, and it's a wide range of hospitals they can go to.
I'm sure you said this, but the cheaper one has, how much does it go up?
About
17.
$17.
17 versus 40.
Okay,
Less than
gotcha.
4%.
Yeah,
Further discussion?
3.4%.
Good.
Discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of going with Anthem, please raise your right hand. Thank you. 7-0. All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, I believe we are gonna hear about structural spray for track.
2013, we built the track. We took the option not to put the structural spray in because it would save us money. So we knew we could do it later down the road, or where we're at later down the road. So it's,
There's the road.
yeah, $58,320.43. That's it's just helping our investment.
I mean.
The
needs to be
longer,
done
the longer
right.
we wait, the worse it could be, and it'll cost us more than the 58,000, because I have to repair the rubber mat.
Right.
On that,
And that'll come out of the $150,000.
it's something we already budgeted for.
Already budgeted for it, so.
And then we add that extension, we're talking about adding that extension on
If we
the
do,
walkway
we haven't
first.
budgeted for that.
we're not budgeted for that, but if we did that first, and then they would apply this,
No, this
that's-
is.
that's
This is
separate.
just for the track.
That's
if we
separate.
don't put that on.
Yeah.
No,
Not on the concrete, just on the track.
Oh, that's
We
just
haven't talked
concrete
about
wall.
that.
Yeah.
The
The
walkway.
concrete walk is about 21,000, the track to
Oh, we're
resurface
talking-
to,
okay.
yeah.
But the
They're two-
walkway there is asphalt.
They're gonna ask.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're looking at it. we're looking
This
at
is just for the
concrete
track.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about
Not yet,
asphalt
not
sidewalk.
yet.
Then how often after you do this?
That was an asphalt sidewalk, right? Wilbur?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
I
it.
see.
I got a cost for concrete too, there's more. That, 5-year guarantee, but Sam Fisher, the owner, the one that does it, he says with proper, if we don't have a lot of high traffic on it, get another 8, 10, 12 years depending on usage,
Before we had to do that again,
or we'd have to do that again.
the surface thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
And if we continue the maintenance and continue to do the surface, that extends the length of the track longer and longer and longer, so it's better to do this maintenance and extend it than to, put it off, do the value management where we put it off for a year and continue to do that, because the longer we do that, the longer the track's gonna, if, it's like anything, we do the routine maintenance on it, it extends the life.
Okay, floor is open for a motion to extend the track life by applying structural spray. Is there a motion?
So,
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, now any further discussion? Discussion? None appearing, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of the structural spray on the track, please raise your right hand. All opposed? 7-0, motion passes.
Julie, raise your left hand. Is that a no?
The other right.
The other way. Okay. I guess we're at Rusty again.
Now, if we wanna do sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
If we wanna do that walkway,
Sidewalk.
do we put that on the agenda for next month, or?
Mhm.
and then that, I guess that was my question, then would we wait for the spray if we're gonna do that
It's
extension?
not gonna, I mean,
It's
they
not
won't
gonna
be able to
matter,
do it at
is
the
it?
same time, but it has no effect on the other.
Oh,
Would one have to be done first though?
No.
No, we'll make
It's a
it
walkway,
different.
it's not like.
Because one of them will be outside the fence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
The spray wouldn't help that walkway?
So would it be,
No,
would it
it's
be okay to have it
on
on
the
the
side of
agenda
the
for
fence.
next month?
Yes, if you wanna put that
Actual
on the
track
agenda, Tammy, that'd be good.
It's specifically for asphalt,
Oh, which is,
No, that, the spray,
the structural.
that's for that rubber
For
mat,
the rubber track.
Yeah, it's not for the
The
asphalt.
asphalt track.
rubber mat track.
It's not,
Sorry, rubber mat.
He's right.
Yeah.
so it's,
It's
so
chalked
the
up
walkway
rubber.
is an asphalt.
Yeah.
Wrong track code.
Our asphalt, but our walkway is not the same
No,
material. as
walkway
our
is
track.
different.
Okay.
Two totally different things.
Okay, now I'm good, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so we'll put that on the agenda for next month. We'll visit about that.
The capital project, I mean, we pretty much already have that. I don't know where I have the 20,000.
What other capital projects do we have?
Looking at doing the K1 doors,
Oh, we do.
elementary, carpet at the high school, carpet at Granby Library. We got asphalt to take care of with the parking lots, patch the holes,
Where's the carpet at the high school?
the hallways and the office.
Will that asphalt company that's doing the patches, will they give us a deal?
Pardon?
Will the asphalt company that's doing the patches?
That's the one I got a price on, and that was the deal.
That was included.
Yeah.
I can walk in the grass for $21,000. It ain't that big a deal.
Any other capital
Chairs mostly, that's.
capital expenditures, any kitchen stuff? Are we good with that?
That's one thing, we was able to buy it, they gave us, if we bought it in March, I should have said that in my report, I'm sorry. We got $500 off when we got bought it in March, so we was able to buy that, so we've already bought that, the projection of them
Yeah.
from high school.
Yeah. And they're in and they're working.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and they like them.
Yeah. I heard that
They're based on
today, they're in love with
1968
them.
model.
Yeah.
They're loving it, so.
Well, 1968, I think they've served their time.
Yep.
You know.
Good.
I don't know about lawsuits and stuff, but, if we've got people walking out there in the grass, then, I mean, somebody gets hurt, you know, breaks their ankle, then what are we not, is not worth
You
the
can go to
20,000?
almost every football stadium around and it's the same.
And I understand that and all, but, you know, we probably just ought to think about it, and if you can find somebody else,
I can get more prices, I can get more bids.
see if we can do
Yeah,
something.
I think.
Then we'll talk about it next month. Okay, how about we talk about the Newton County water hookup?
Okay. I have a,
That's-
I have a color chart
Oh, good.
Okay.
from them I went to their board meeting and they want us to know which way they want to face the tower, which way they want the Patriot on the tower, what colors we want, and how high we want to put it on the tower. So right now, they're proposing it, they have it right now facing the highway, but I see just, when you drive by it, it's 110 feet high, you never see it. So I thought if you face it toward the high school, when you come in from the high school, you'll see it. That's what I thought, but they want us to,
It's right on 86, right?
Mm.
It's just straight down there. Couple miles that way.
it's 12 feet wide, circle, it goes 110 feet high. It's just one pipe. It's not a, doesn't have a balloon on it or anything.
Oh, they're doing this for free. Remember-
Right, no, we,
It's facing
so,
one direction.
Remember, they asked us, and we said, sure, put it up there.
So-
You betcha.
So basically, they have a couple colors on here that they've already chosen. They have the cadet blue with the candy apple red. I think it should be this other blue.
Safety blue.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's
safety
as
blue.
close
Is
as
that what
we're
they
going.
call it?
Okay.
Safety blue.
And then I don't think the face should be gray. They have the face gray right now. I think it should be white.
Yeah.
okay, will they do that?
Yep.
They'll do anything we want. We can change the color of the wording, we can change the whole tower color, but I think the tower being white is fine.
Mhm.
And then, but whatever you guys decide.
Okay,
They just wanted me to get back with them.
okay, floor is open for a motion to.
Well, hang on, this is not about that
That's not
picture,
about the
it's
color.
about hooking up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought, but I hadn't heard that.
No.
Okay,
I was letting you discuss before I corrected.
So we need a motion to hook up?
Well,
Or we're just
no,
discussing?
And we talked about it, and, I mean,
Okay, he's gonna tell us?
This was brought up by a board member, I guess, to have it on the,
Yep,
Oh,
I want it on there.
yep,
Okay.
I can make a motion to hook up.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay, floor is open for a motion.
I make a motion.
Yeah.
Eric makes a motion that we hook up to the Newton County Rural Water. Is there a second?
I'll second
It
that.
has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
What is the cost for us? Because I know we had that.
They're waiving the hookup fee, which is about
Okay.
$5,000
Okay.
if we vote on it today.
Yep. And, you know,
so, it's a monthly bill is what it is.
right,
So the average, I think, like I told you last time, was $350 a month.
yep,
For just the high school. So you take that times 12, and that's your,
but,
And it's gonna cost us
then it's gonna,
a little bit to hook up. We need to bring a line from either here over to the field house or from the water, from the
Right.
ditch over to the field house. They said that we could come right off of this one over to that field house.
So are we talking about hooking up the field house, not hooking up the field house? Because I know.
I think
That had been an
not,
issue.
wasn't we, using the wall, the.
Well,
That
well-
one said not hooking up or, and using the,
we,
weren't we initially?
we have water, I mean, if we're gonna have a well, I imagine we wanna at least have it using for something.
For
So it'd be
irrigating.
the sprinkler system.
sprinklers.
You could hook up, I mean, keep the field house on it, or you can spend the money to dig a line and hook the field house.
Because the
and
water's
such
kinda
thing.
nasty,
It is.
Yes,
very,
yes.
so,
Yep.
I hear that from a lot.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It's a sulfur smell, I mean.
Well, I'm
we
just
went-
saying the
well,
field
well,
house,
we
the
went-
kids are-
We went to that fundraiser dinner and I couldn't drink the water.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's,
I think that came from the FEMA building, I'm not sure.
No.
Miss Mason, where'd they get the water?
Foundation water,
Yeah,
came from,
her sink with the filter.
And it was, I couldn't drink it.
Yeah.
What's the cost of the filters? I mean, how often do we change filters and?
That's her filter she takes care of. We change those filters in those water fountains probably 6 months.
but again, that's a cost that we've got that we're not gonna have, because once we hook up, you know,
That's
it's,
a minimal cost.
I know,
Well,
I'm just
what
saying.
what I'm getting at on the field house, and I agree with you that we need to keep it for the
But the
sprinklers
players have to
especially,
drink.
is that the players have to drink it and, you know.
The
and-
water fountains, but if they're drinking out of water fountains, they got filters on them. But if they get it out of a bib hose.
But when
Bib hose
they
is
do
not
the
gonna have
bib, they
filter
do
on
the
it.
bib hose out here for
Yeah,
the kids.
right.
Of course, like,
I don't like to
I
drink
wanna
this
add
water. I
what,
like water.
I know, me too.
what he was saying, it'll be expense to dig that. And you also have the expense, you're gonna have to dig up and add on and then cap off this line.
They told me that they want, when they hook up at that meeting, they said they want to make sure we take out that 2-inch meter that's there.
And why do they want to take out that 2-inch meter?
They said because they're gonna put a 4-inch meter out there, and they said if you run it through another 2-inch meter, you're gonna restrict the water
But
flow.
we'll have a 2-inch running from their meter to our 2-inch line.
I know, but they don't want, they said anytime you run it through a meter, it slows it down.
Yeah.
There is restrictions.
And it-
Yeah, I
and-
understand there's restrictions, but it's the same restrictions going through it right now, which that
I
don't
know,
make
but you're
sense
gonna-
to me.
But we'll
But if you
double,
run through 2 meters, it does restrict the flow. And there's no reason.
and they were saying it's not gonna cost much. That